Welcome to the Post Ride Podcast. Lee Kahn, Ryan Lois, and myself discuss our amazing motorcycle trip through Spain in late October and early November 2022. This is episode 8. Now we're on Saturday the 5th. It is time to go get the bikes, have a little breakfast, and then head towards Valencia.
This was a bit of a tricky day too, right? Because it was going to be Barcelona to Valencia. There's an enormous amount of beauty between Barcelona and Valencia. It's all down the coast. It's 250 miles, but we did have to get there. It was how many places would we stop? But then we wanted to take little sub roads on the coast. That would have taken 10 hours to get there if we would have done that. It was a little bit of a push and pull of which side roads we could go on, which roads we just needed to blast down. It actually worked out pretty well. We rode for 6.5 hours. One of the first places that we set our sights for, if you will remember, was Pensacola. We pulled into beautiful Pensacola. Actually looked like quite a beautiful little coastal town. The houses were all painted in white up on the hill. We found the cafe by the docks. There's boats bobbing up and down. And here's a little place. And do you have some olives? Can we get a couple of Cokes? And then looked down at the menu and I was like, well, hold on a second. I don't really think we're in Pensacola, but we are actually in Pensacola. I guess it's the problem when you're old and you're looking at everything on your phone is that you might get tricked into thinking that Pensacola is Pensacola when it's actually Penis Cola. That was funny and a little bit random.
The waitress expects you heard all the jokes in the past as well.
The olives were excellent. Actually, the Cokes and the olive, that just hit the spot. Just sitting there and just relaxing and just seeing those boats. That was actually pretty chill.
There was another stop that day.
That town was called Sitka's, and that place was called Bloom Coffee. That just had these outstanding reviews. And by the way, it lived up to it. We had like avocado toast, and that coffee was just over the top. A beautiful little plaza and a beautiful little coastal town.
It was almost 75 degrees and sunny, not a cloud in the sky. It was just phenomenal weather that we had going down to Valencia.
Most of the roads were pretty fast. We just had to blast all the way down as quick as we could.
I don't know what to expect with Valencia. We always get told about Madrid and Barcelona and Granada and Sevilla and Spain. We got to Valencia and it was awesome. Thanks to Ryan, he used his points and got us into the Westin Valencia Hotel, which if you're in Valencia, that is, in my opinion, the place to stay. It is centrally located. It is a knockout hotel, and it had that killer indoor pool and spa. It was one of the nicest hotels I'd ever stayed at.
That underground salted pool, steam room, and sauna, and anything you could ask for. The rooms are great.
That was the MotoGP weekend. Other GPs we've been to, at least all over the United States, you would think that there were just motorcycles everywhere. We were like, well, that's weird. We're the only guys with motorcycles here. We checked in, relaxed for a few minutes, got back on the bikes, and then just started cruising around town, aimlessly looking for the river, looking for this or that. Then we rolled upon the Science Museum, these two absolutely spectacular facilities, architecture of which I've never seen anything like that. It was just so unique and modern.
It was the Palace of Arts. They had taken the river that ran through Valencia that was a dry river bed, and they turned it into this big park system that goes right through the center of town. It's buildings that look like fish, but then depending on what angle you're looking at, you also see the single span bridge that looks like the fish's tail. The only thing I can think of is like aliens landed here and built these incredible buildings. They're just so mind-blowingly cool in how they're put together and how they're shaped. We were able to just park the bikes on a sidewalk and go walk around and check it out.
Or if the aliens landed there, they would say, what did you build? What is this? It's hundreds of feet long fish that spans the entire city block.
This was a Saturday night. Everybody was dressed up to go out and dressed to impress, and everybody was very stylish.
We walked around and they were having a free concert in the square. They had live bands playing and there were so many people watching them. I love that. It was really good music and they were jamming. That was pretty fun to just stumble upon a concert going on in the square.
You're surrounded by those epic buildings, castles and kingdoms, and that was the backdrop. We found some ice cream after that and cruised the town.
We had some sushi. It was a restaurant called Tora. It was a Japanese restaurant, and that was what we started out with first. And Ryan ordered squid balls. Okay, explain that. Were they moving, or was that my imagination?
They were definitely moving. There's video evidence to prove it.
I ate the damn thing and it popped in my mouth. I was like, what is going on?
We sat down and I remember I grabbed the menu and I was like, I want this. And you're like, okay, go for it, Ryan. On our quest to find the high-end 4.7, I remember we're chasing this place down, which is all the fun. So we get there, we pull the bikes up, find a spot, walk around this corner, and I walk up to it and I immediately go, this looks familiar. And I look at the crowd that's out front and it's all teenagers. And you guys were still excited. I was like, guys, this is Chipotle. This is Spanish Chipotle. We're in line. Let's just go for it.
The reason why we went there and rode over there was it was like 4.9 stars.
That's when our rating system got more advanced. We got like, who's doing the rating here?
Chipotle in Valencia is called Burritos, Mexican grill. So
Back to the concert that you were talking about, it was quite striking. There was a free concert. There was probably, I don't know, 5,000 or 6,000 people there. I'm just guessing. Big band, lights, full professional setup, loud, but everybody was so chill. Everybody was just having fun in a very, what I thought, a very kind of a healthy Spanish way.
I love Valencia. That was definitely a go back to place.
I was going to say the same thing you were. I think I was like, let's get to bed because tomorrow's going to be the race and it's going to be awesome.
We'll wrap it up here. And then the next day, we're going to go to MotoGP. And it's actually just a little bit outside of Valencia and Cheste. That may have been why we hadn't seen the motorcycles, because when we get there, we figure out that there are a lot of motorcycles there.
Suarte, caminhos de humildade, imagem de unidade. Oh, yo, yo, yo. Sua sensibilidade, pura humanidade, sempre no sustento, ouvir a sua verdade. Caminhos de humildade, imagem de unidade. Oh, yo, yo, yo. Hay un legado guardado en cada canción.